We're making a salami sandwich.
Yeah, so food.
Mm-hmm.
First, don't answer.
Got it?
Done.
You're going to put the salami there?
Yeah.
Okay. Put the ketchup on that bun? Yeah, you got to, don't wipe it on the counter. Or your shirt. Here. Get a paper towel. That's what they're there for.
Oh, fucker.
Yeah. There you go. All right. That's a good job. All right. Yeah.
Okay. Duh.
All right.
Bye.
Are you gonna taste it and tell them how it tastes?
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Good job. Tell everybody thank you. Yep. Guys, welcome to Mr. Smith's Kitchen. Brian, Mr. Smith Kitchen. So it's Wednesday, and I thought we'd cook some dinner. Like I said yesterday, in yesterday's video, we're going to do a tomato chicken curry. Well, it's actually a tomato yogurt chicken curry. The recipe I got just seems amazing. I got it, I don't remember now where I got it, but I changed up a little bit of it. So I guess you could kind of say it's mine, but not. I mean, I'll let you know what I did different as I go. And if I remember who it was I got the recipe off of online, because it was online. If you look up tomato yogurt chicken curry Food Network, it'll pop right up. I know it was from the Food Network at any rate, but like I said, I changed a few things in it based on requests from the family and other things. So it's, to kind of make it ours right off the rip. But anyhow, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Glad you came by. If you're returning to my channel, thank you. I appreciate it more than you ever know. The fact you guys take time out of your day to allow me into your life, absolutely just tickles me pink. That I couldn't ask for a greater thing than that. Don't forget to subscribe. That was hard to say. Notification bell right next to it. And all you do is hit it. That way you know when my videos come out if you want to know. If you don't want to know, don't hit it. It's okay. I'm all right with that. Thumbs up, thumbs down. That's completely up to you. I know a lot of YouTubers press that, but I don't really press it. But I will tell you this. It does help to grow our channel, make our neighborhood a little better. And if you are new to my channel, that's pretty much what, other than cooking, baking, doing some canning here and there. I'm just stuff around the house, gardening, woodworking, car repair. We try to promote being a good neighbor. So the more people we reach, the better off we are, so to speak. But anyhow, let's get to the important stuff. The tomato chicken curry we're going to have with basmati rice. I'm using my new rice cooker. I just got it. First time ever I'm using it. So this will be a neat experience. It's all automated, kind of weird. And it's a white rice, kind of a long grain white rice. But anyhow, let me get the camera moved and we will see what kind of damage we can't do. All right, hold on for me 1 second. Okay, camera moved. Hope you liked the point of view. If not, sorry. It's the best I got. If you are new to my channel, you've seen my entire kitchen. It's not big at all. It is a whopping maybe 7 foot by 13 foot. It's a galley kitchen, and it took me some time to get used to, hands down. All right, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to lock my gas into place, turn my burner on. We're going to warm this pot up a little bit. I'll give you the ingredients as we go. Sorry if you can't see the whole pot. Things you will need: a large, deep pot, a small Dutch oven, whatever, something to heat it with, stove, gas burner, whatever. And you're going to need a food processor or something similar to it, as we're going to make a sauce. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to heat this up, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of canola oil, peanut oil. You could use olive oil, whatever oil you have available, really. I learned off the Food Network article I read that coincides with this recipe that there are literally 1,000 different curry recipes. And I promise you, I'm not going to try to do them all, but we are kind of on a South Asian, Indian cuisine kick at the moment. It's just got so many new flavors that I've never had before. All right, so we're going to let this warm up for a minute. And then once it starts to shimmer and shine, we're going to add a medium red onion and some bay leaves to it. All right, I can see our oil is shimmering and shiny, and if I stick a toothpick in there, I see bubbles coming off of it. All right, that is a little trick I learned from a YouTube channel called Views from the Road. Is if you use a wooden utensil of any kind, skewer, toothpick, that's not coated in anything, because like my soup spoon, my spoons, my wooden spoons, they're coated in a oil to keep them good. But I did kind of lie to you. We're not putting onion and bay leaf in here yet. I have cumin seeds. I have 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. Colossal undertaking trying to find those in a small town. We're going to put these in here. All right. Hear it? That's how I know. That's the other way I know my oil is hot enough. And we're going to get these going until we can smell them. And they see how they're starting to darken up. That's good. That's what we want. Okay. So they're darkening. I can smell them. It didn't take no time at all. Literally like 2-3 seconds, which is all we needed. We needed to get in there. Now I did look up, because if you can't find cumin seed, I thought, well, maybe we can use powdered cumin. Nope. It has to be seed. It's completely different flavor and texture. All right. So now the next thing we need to add is 1 medium onion, red onion. And I got it finely diced up. Put that in there. And we're going to add 2 bay leaves. Okay? And we're going to want to keep these stirring a little bit. We're going to saute these until they're, a nice chestnut looking brown, like a real deep brown. Alright, while those are going, I don't know exactly how we're going to see this, but we're going to make a sauce. There we go. Alright, so I got the food processor out, and in my food processor, I am going to add... Yep. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is... You need a can. This calls for whole tomatoes, a 14-ounce can of whole tomatoes. We're about to puree them up. So if you don't want whole tomatoes, I just got some diced tomatoes. But we want to pour the juice out of it into a container, all right? Because we're going to use that down the road. All right, so we're going to put our tomatoes in there. Just that 1 can of tomatoes. And then we're going to add to that the garlic, ginger. All right, so we got garlic. Hey, it calls for 5 cloves, but I got a bunch of baby cloves in there, so it's got to equal at least 5 cloves. In my mind's eye, at any rate, seeing cloves. We're going to add the 5 cloves of garlic, and then we're going to add some ginger to it. All right, and this is about a 1.5 inch piece of ginger root, and I just rough chopped it. Okay, we're going to put that in there. Indian cuisine seems to do a lot with turmeric, ginger, garlic, stuff that is just amazingly good and full of flavor. And I'm steadily learning in the couple years I've gotten back into cooking. Restaurant food just doesn't really compare. I mean, it's not nearly as flavorful to me anymore. We're also going to stick the turmeric and the paprika in there. All right, and the turmeric, we're going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Okay, beautiful golden color right there. We're going to put that in there. We're going to add, what was everything? Oh, salt. A little bit of salt, just a pinch. And then we need to add a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. And I forgot to get the paprika out, so I'm going to grab my 1/2 teaspoon measuring cup here. Or measuring spoon. And although I swear, I did get it out. Never mind, I'm special. 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. Now, this particular paprika is Hungarian paprika, but you use whatever paprika you have in your house. I mean, there's no rule that says you have to use any, and it doesn't even specify. I've got smoked paprika and I've got a Hungarian paprika, and I thought, let's go Hungarian. Why not? We're gonna put that in there. Give this a stir right quick. Remember, we're looking for a chestnut brown on these. Yep. I'll be right back. I gotta get the back door shut. Okay, sorry about that. I need to tone down the noise. All right, so we've got our 1.5 inch ginger root in there. We've got our 5 cloves of garlic in there. We have got our turmeric, our paprika. The last thing we need to add to this is 4 arbol chilies. Arbol, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's A-R-B-O-L. And they're actually a Mexican chili that I've learned that they started using in India. They do have a fair amount of heat in them, and they're dried. You can find them just about anywhere, especially in the larger cities. I've had mine for a little while now. I work in a big city, so when I'm there, I buy stuff that I can, buy what I can't get here. So we're going to throw those in there, and you want them to be dried. Now, if you can't find them anywhere, you can use almost any chili. If you can't find any dried chilies, which has happened to me, red pepper flake. 4 of those chilies is the equivalent of 1 teaspoon of red pepper flake if you decide to do it that way. All right, so we put the tomato in there, garlic, ginger, chilies, turmeric, paprika in the processor. We're good to go. We're going to take this, and you got about 5 to 6 minutes to do this, because your onions are going to take that long to run. Give that a stir real quick. Yeah, those are starting to look really pretty. Not quite there yet, but they're starting to look really pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and get this. We're going to make this just a nice tomato sauce. Okay, so we got our sauce done. Now this meal does take about 45 minutes to cook, only because you spend so much time in the oven or in the skillet, so to speak. But I think it's going to be well worth it, and I think you will think that too. This would be a good meal to have if you have family over. This will feed, about 4 people. This will be a good family meal. These onions, these onions are going to take about 10 minutes to get to where they need to be. Just so you can see what our sauce looks like. There is our sauce right there. And I'm here to tell you, it smells fantastic. I would not kid you about such things. So I'm going to go ahead and let these fry up. Continue to fry for about another 5 minutes or so. And when I come back, we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we got a nice chestnut color on our onions. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they're absolutely gorgeous. And I've never even cooked with cumin seed before, so that's going to be an interesting flavor. I read that there's a distinct flavor on that. So the next thing we need to do is put our sauce in here. This is not a hard dish to make. It does have some moving parts to it, but all in all, not a hard dish to make, I don't think. Now, with those chilies, if you don't want that kind of heat in it, which I know like Abby won't eat this, she just won't. It's not. She's still on a peanut butter and jelly and potato chip and salami kick, and I think we bought her some pizza rolls today, so that's probably what she'll have for dinner. But we're gonna, you can, so anyhow, just so you don't have all that extra heat, split them open and take the seeds out of them. You don't want to put the stems, you want to take the stems off already, like just snap the top off where the stem is. And then you can just take the seeds out, and that'll take half that heat out. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook this down till it's paste-like. Okay? So we got it down, so it's like paste-like. It's more like now like a chunky salsa than it is a sauce, and that's what we're looking for. It's starting to stick to the bottom a little bit, which, according to the original recipe, is what you wanted. And like I said, for the most part, I'm following the original recipe. But here's where we deviate a little bit from it. All right, so the recipe calls for 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thigh. Nobody seemed to want boneless chicken thigh tonight, so we went with breast. Now, what I did with this breast, so that way it was comparable to the same cooking time as a chicken thigh, was not only did I cut it vertically into cubes, about 1 to 2 inches, but I cut it horizontally. I butterflied it first, and then I cubed it up. That way it's about as thin as a thigh would be, and cook about the same amount of time. They cook different times because once the breast is naturally thicker, so when you cube it up, make sure you don't go much bigger than about 1.5 to 2 inch pieces. Now, after you put that in, give it a little stir, you need 1 medium-sized red potato, not peeled. And we're going to put that in. All right? Just like that. At no point are we putting a lid on this dish either. We are to cook it lid-free. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook this until the chicken is kind of opaque, starting to turn white in color, and the sauce starts to stick to it. All right, is what we're looking for. There goes my rice cooker. Now this rice cooker is cool because it will hold it in the done position and keep it good for up to 12 hours, which we're not going to go 12 hours. We're probably going to go about another half hour or so. Total time, my time, not your time, obviously. All right, so I'm going to cook this until everything starts to cling together and the chicken starts to turn opaque or white, and then we will move on to the next step. All right, so our chicken has started to become opaque, white in color, done on the outside, partially cooked, however you want to look at it. And that's where, of course, we left off when I last saw you. We were trying to get it to that point, so we're there. Now, you could say, wow, that's not nearly done. And you're right, it's not, but we're not nearly done cooking. So, remember that reserved tomato juice, that we had left over? To that, we are going to add 1 teaspoon of honey. All right, just regular old honey. Straight from the beehive honey. All right, got that in there. And then the original recipe calls for water. All right, I am using chicken broth. A, I need to use it up. B, because I'm not using thighs, and thighs are more flavorful. Just all the way around. And white meat breasts have a tendency to not be as flavorful. I'm going to use chicken stock, and we need to get this up to 1.5 cups. All right, so we got up to 1.5 cups, and then we're going to mix it up. Try to never let anything go to waste. There is that. Mixed up nicely. Give this a good stir real quick. Keep the party going. There is that. So the changes I made essentially were I'm using chicken breast instead of thighs, and I added chicken broth to this instead of water, and then we're just going to pour this in. We're going to give it a good stir. All right, and then we're going to bring it up to a boil. Once it gets to a boil, we're going to reduce the heat to a medium-low and just let this simmer uncovered. Yeah, and we're just going to stir it on occasion for about 25 to 30 minutes. You know, so now would be a good time. I mean, if you're into TV or, you know, YouTube or whatever, that'd be a good time to go pick something on TV to, you know, maybe get into a little bit and then come in here every 5 minutes or so and give it a good stir. So, when I come back, we'll essentially be putting this over rice. And, I mean, we got one more ingredient to put in, two more ingredients to put in right at the very end, and then we'll be putting it on rice and giving it a try. All right, I'll see you here in a second. All right, so we let this cook about 30 minutes, 35-ish minutes. What we were looking for, as you can see, it's cooked down quite a bit, thickened up a little bit. We're looking at the potatoes that we put in. You know, are they tender? Are they at least fork tender? Are they chewable? And they are. And at this time, we also want to taste the sauce to make sure that it doesn't need more salt. And in this case, it did. So I put about 1/8 of a teaspoon in there. Perfect. My potatoes are tender now. Chicken is cooked all the way through. We got 2 things left to put in this bad boy. We are going to put in some garam masala, all right, which I didn't even know of its existence until 2 weeks ago. Put that in there. And then we're going to put, and that was a 1/4 teaspoon, which it smells amazing. And then the last thing we need to put in is 2 tablespoons of just plain old yogurt. All right, and what this does, it does a couple things. It's going to act as a thickening agent, and it's going to help tame the heat from those chilies. Now, I will tell you this much. If you are not into spicy foods, this probably is not the way. You do not want to use those chilies. I would recommend using like a New Mexico chili. You know, and that's what they're called. They're a dried chili. They're called New Mexico chili, or another chili that's not as spicy. This dish has, with those arbol chilies, has a bit of a punch to it. Not something that Abby will want to eat, but you know, me, Sarah, and Chris will be fine with it. So if you're not into spice, it's just about the same heat as a jalapeno, maybe a touch hotter. Not quite as spicy as a chili pepper, you know, like a Thai chili pepper, but definitely got a kick. All right, well, let me get the camera moved, because that is our dish in a nutshell right there. If you can see it, I mean, it looks and smells fantastic. And if the sauce is any indication, it's going to taste amazing. Let me go ahead and get this straightened up a little bit, move the camera, and we'll give it a taste. All right, be right back. All right, so here we are, plated up, looking beautiful, very hot. So one thing I should mention, I mean, I'm sure you know this already, only because you guys are super smart. Get the glasses off there so you don't see the glare. With the bay leaves, make sure you take those out, okay? Your body can't digest them. That's just straight through. They have wonderful flavor, but you can't eat them. Leaves themselves, you run the risk of them tearing you up on the inside, so to speak, and they can put you in a hospital. They're not poisonous by any means. Like I said, it adds great flavor to your dish every time, but just make sure you take those out. You get the lid on this real quick so it stays warm. and get the rice. I got the rice, and we shall.
Daddy,
Here you go. Dinner is ready, but do you want pizza rolls? It's very spicy. Yeah, I mean you can have some, but it's spicy. Do you want to try it? Well, it's up to you. All right, let's see how it tastes. Hands down. Good. The potatoes are incredibly hot. And the yogurt actually tamed it down quite a bit. Now, it's still got a bit of a kick to it, but not nearly like it did when I tried the sauce. Yes, dear.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. That's a good recipe. I like that. Is it the easiest recipe to make? I know, that's not hard. It is a little time consuming. Definitely not a weeknight meal. Just because of the how long you have to let it cook in there. I would allow yourself about an hour. Easy hour. So, but that being said, I'm going to go get Miss Abby something to eat, get her together, and eat with family. So, tomorrow we're going to do peach pie, which I think you'll enjoy. Yeah, it'll be something new and different for me. I've never made a peach pie before. I don't even think I've eaten a peach pie before, but I hear they're pretty good, and I want to give one a try. You know, hands down. I'm always trying new things. So, till tomorrow for some peach pie. That will go great with ice cream, I'm sure. You know, I love you. I love you very much. I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Give this a try. I think you'll like it. You know, especially if you're into Indian cuisine. And make sure you tell somebody else you love them. You love them very much. Make them this. It'll show how much you love them. I guarantee it. So, until tomorrow for peach pie, I will talk to you later. Stay safe. All right? Bye.